Hi, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you being here. Today, I'm reacting to German Paratroopers Extreme Selection. I believe that these are the Bundeswehr paratroopers who are trying to get selected to serve in the Special Armed Forces or the Special Operations. I'm not positive, so I'm hoping that this video might shed some light. So let's get to it.
These 33 men chose to apply. Anyone who makes it through will be given the opportunity to join the Special Forces.
Okay, Special Forces.
This is the EGB Special Armed Forces selection procedure. They're an infantry unit with special capabilities.
This is the swimming test where the soldiers have to swim 200 meters fully clothed in under 8 minutes.
I wonder if this is similar to the Rangers from the U.S. Army. It kind of sounds like it might be.
Are under pressure from the start, and this only increases as the day goes on. Straight after, they head onto the obstacle course. They must complete this in less than 1.5 minutes while wearing helmet and gloves. Anyone who fails to complete the task is eliminated. This is a taster of what the coming days hold in store. At this point, they're still well rested and only responsible for themselves. The next 5 days will be tough. On the third day, the combat conditioning exercise begins with a march of approximately 70 kilometers. The 33 candidates are divided into 3 groups.
45 miles? Wow.
We have our standard kit weighing over 20 kilos.
That is a lot.
And also carry a couple of two-way radios, an SEM-70, which weighs approximately 5 to 8 kilos, depending on how it's packed, and an SEM-57, a small handheld radio. These are distributed among all the soldiers, as is a climbing rope, which might weigh another 2 to 3 kilos. So yes, everyone has some extra weight to carry.
When it comes to carrying this much weight, it is essential that you pack your rucksack properly. If you don't balance out the load, it will end up killing your shoulders and your backs.
As well as the physical demands, team spirit is also called for. Who in the group has enough strength left to carry the additional weight? What do they do when their comrades' energy runs low? They must now look out not only for themselves, but also for their fellow soldiers. They must all step up and help one another.
That guy behind should help by pushing that one fellow.
The group leader is changed every couple of kilometers. Amongst other things, he has to find the right way.
He now has his new coordinates. I briefed him.
At least they have a road. That helps a lot when it comes to land nav, so.
Whether or not the group reaches the next point without any detours is down to the team leader's judgment. They face challenges around the clock, even in the dark.
Are they in
wetsuits? Sleep is
wetsuits?
completely out of the question. Even at 3 in the morning and in sub-zero temperatures, this lake can't stop the men from reaching their target.
It sucks to be out there in the cold, but actually they warm up pretty quickly when they're carrying those heavy loads. But having to stop to put a wetsuit on, to go into a freezing lake, to get out of the lake and to change into dry clothes, that would suck. German cold is no joke. It just attacks all of your bones. I mean, it's horrible.
In 20 minutes, they must be ready to move on. The next day, they have a 10-meter tower to scale. They're exhausted and need sleep, but every move is perfectly executed.
With their rucksacks on. That's impressive.
The simple double rope crossing requires strength and balance. The number of candidates dwindles even further. Those who are still here struggle on without complaint.
Can imagine how torn up their feet must be.
Some of the volunteers want to join the special platoon. Others want to serve in.
What is the special platoon? And what is EGP company? What are those two things?
Regiment. The majority of those we're leading are from there. And then there are a few participants from the 26th.
I'm thinking it might be like the U.S. Rangers or Pathfinder, maybe? If you know, please drop that in the comments.
After approximately 40 kilometers, we have the 5-kilometer speed march, keeping a pace of about 7 kilometers per hour.
So 15-minute mile.
Time for many.
That's a good pace after being exhausted and having that longer walk the day before.
We meet the men at the edge of the forest in the early morning. They've completed the speed march. The target is not far off now, only another 2 kilometers to go, but this is no walk in the park.
So I think it's an improvised litter they made with their uniforms, and they're putting their gear on there.
Approximately 100 kilograms, which is roughly the weight of a soldier and their pack, as well as a heavy rope.
So 220 pounds
they can
maybe?
Only do this together, using the correct technique. Any pain is blocked out, and mental resilience takes over. 4 men carry the load, each taking turns.
That is a lot of weight. Wow.
Die Gruppe hat jetzt Zeit, die Tage nachzubereiten. Die beiden Stabsunteroffiziere zu mir.
The men head straight to the obstacle course, carrying their equipment and weapons. Without much deliberation and using the last of their strength, the men overcome the different stages. Their efforts weren't enough. They were too slow. More than 10 minutes over time isn't good enough, but they haven't yet been disqualified. They get a second chance.
I wonder how many days the selection takes place over. Is it like 3 or 4 days, or 6 or 7? I'm not sure if they said. I might have missed
they
it.
Succeed. The men have finally reached the target. The combat conditioning exercise is over. The last day, their speed, strength and concentration are tested in the gym. At every station, each soldier must keep track of a number that is added to or subtracted from. If the soldier gives the wrong total at the end, they are given 20 penalty seconds.
Ooh. These guys are beasts. I mean, these guys are determined and driven, and they're not letting pain or sleep deprivation affect them at all. They're just giving it 100%, and they're ignoring all the external factors that may be tempting them to quit.
The puzzle is an exercise that could make anyone despair.
Ooh.
Valuable seconds are lost. Now they just need to climb the rope and they're done. Out of the 33 candidates, only 17 are still standing.
About a 50% failure rate. That's not bad.
Unless they've dropped out due to injury, there are no second chances.
So I've seen a lot of videos on different countries' special forces selection, and the one common thread they all seem to have is sleep deprivation, with the exception of maybe Russia's Spetsnaz, because I think that's only a 1 or 2 day event. And I have a video on that right there. But sleep deprivation does tend to add a whole new layer of difficulty to even the simplest of tasks. These guys are driven, and the only way they can get through this horrible selection process is of having the whole mind over matter mindset. So hats off to these guys. If you want to help support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee, link in the description box below. Until next time, why don't you smash that like button, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching.